Memories. I definitely have a good deal of nostalgia for this game. I wanted to play it for Halloween, but I had work that day and those people would not stop eating shrimp. It was ridiculous. So I was so tired when I came home. I just conked out immediately. But yeah. I figure in the spirit of the season, since, Halloween just passed, I'm gonna play Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given
An oldie but a
voice.
goodie.
I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man?
What is a
A
man?
miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about
There are
you?
people who didn't appreciate this dialogue. I always did. I always found it entertaining. What little dialogue this game has. Ah. So, this is probably the first Castlevania game I ever really invested a considerable amount of time into. As a kid, I had Simon's Quest. I don't think I had the first Castlevania, but I did have Simon's Quest, and if you're at all familiar with that game, you know the amount of time it takes, to invest in that game, the amount of time it takes to beat that game, because it's by no means a simple game. So, but when I was a kid, growing up, well, first of all, when I had that game, I was very young. And I was the kind of kid who, if it wasn't a simple game like Mario, I might play it for like a few minutes, maybe half an hour at most. And then if it wasn't like finished or, if I wasn't getting anywhere, I would turn it off and like play the next game. But when this game came out and I played it, I was quite a bit older, and I was like, well, I can definitely see myself investing a lot of time into this, and I did. And honestly, I think it's one of the best Castlevania games to date. There are a lot of people who will disagree with that, I guess because they like more of the classical style of Castlevania, and then there are some people who will make the argument that this is the best Castlevania game there is. There are really two sides to it. Just finish this guy off. Yeah. I feel like I was able to do this faster back in the day. But maybe not. This was the actual ending of Bloodlines, right?
No, it cannot be.
Well, of course, if you're at all familiar with this game, you know that that's just the first part of this game. Maria. I hear she's actually a playable character in the Japanese version. You can probably see that somewhere on YouTube. Alucard. Not a whole lot of dialogue in this game, but what dialogue there is, I always found kind of interesting. But people probably don't play this game for the story. I mean, so now they put good old Alucard in your hands. The son of Dracula himself. And I feel like this is right before vampires started glowing in the sunlight. You know, the new teen drama vampires that we have nowadays. All your Twilight and shit. This is from back when vampires were still vampires. Pot roasting the walls. A classic Castlevania staple. Oh, go straight through. Forgot about that. Of course, head downstairs to see these mermen. Another Castlevania trademark. Just gonna kill a few of these guys just to get some quick levels because I'm about to lose all this equipment. At first, after you lose all your equipment, the game can get a little tricky when you're dealing with some of the enemies, but after a certain point, after you get certain pieces of equipment, especially a lot later in the game, there's equipment that you can get that makes you pretty much unstoppable. I will say one thing. I knew about a vampire's adversity to sunlight and like holy water. I never knew that a vampire will take damage when submerged in water though. That's like, I first heard of that in this game. That was, I never knew that until this game. If that even is a thing. If it's not just something that you find in this game. So, I just killed a good few of these guys. Got a few levels. I think I can move on now. Stand up here. Oh, I can't get there yet. Now, I just want to say, there is a glitch that you can perform here that will allow you to keep your equipment.
Alucard, what is your business here?
But it will,
Come to put an end to this.
it will make it so that you can't really get back to this screen.
I have not asked you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
Takes all my equipment. So now I'm throwing my fists. My cape is bland as all hell. I have no special attacks. Although I'll still get to use magic, but my MP's probably a lot lower now too. Punching candles. Punching and stabbing candles instead of whipping them. Oh. I get a few karate kicks here. How'd I do that? I think he just... Oh, okay. Okay, so the first skeleton you kill always drops the short sword. You know, unlike most Castlevania games. Oh, well, unlike classic Castlevania games, the game has an equip screen. And then this game kind of set the trend for a lot of newer Castlevania games, because now what Castlevania game doesn't have an equipment screen? They all pretty much do. And the classic format's kind of, you know, I don't want to say it's been lost, because a lot of people still appreciate it, but Konami tends to follow this format more nowadays. Oh yeah, and that guy always drops red rust. The thing about some of the weapons in this game is they actually end up being less handy. For example, the red rust here, rusty red sword. It takes 2 hands to wield, so you can't equip a shield with it. And it actually lowers your attack. So the short sword is actually stronger, even though this is a 2-handed sword. And look how slow it is. Like, why would you ever equip this? And yet, it's an item that you get right away. Oh, and it's cursed. So every now and again, he'll do that instead of actually swinging it. And there are a few items in the game that have no rhyme or reason. You just have to watch out for them. And this is how you save in a coffin. Very appropriate. Moving on. That's the first relic you get. And these red doors entail new areas. Every time you get to a new area, the area introduction flashes on screen like that. This is the alchemic laboratory, apparently. Okay. First piece of armor. You definitely want to use handy items when you find them, though. It'll make the game easier to traverse. Another short sword. The thing about this game is you have 2 hands with which to equip either weapons or a shield. So if I wanted, and each both square and triangle buttons correspond to the right and left hand respectively. So you can have a sword in each hand. Oh, sorry, not the square and triangle buttons, the square and circle buttons. So you can have a sword in each hand, which, I mean, you'll never be pressing more than one. You can never. Well, later in the game there are weapon combinations, but right now you can't use more than one weapon at a time. I mean, as you swing it. So it would actually be more handy to have a shield in the other hand, since shields can actually block some projectiles. Physical attacks, however, you'll still get hit by. But here's an example of what the shield can do. There is a way to get up there, but it would require some intuitive spell casting. Let's see if I can make it happen. Not quite. Ah, that didn't hit him. So there are button combinations in this game that allow you to cast spells, which is what I'm doing now. Just trying to get up here, because there's definitely something up there, from what I can remember, that could be a help. Yes, got it. Bastard. This is... well, it's weaker than the short sword, as you can see, but it's a lot faster. But it has less range. So really it depends on what you're into. I didn't remember that the Bastard was up there, by the way. I just knew it was another item that I wouldn't have otherwise had if I had not gone up there. You also get sub-items in this game, like traditional Castlevania. Really, they give you quite a bit to work with in this game. Probably one of the reasons why the game is so well liked, as far as Castlevania games are concerned. Bastard's cool, but I'm more of a sword man, to be honest. I'm a man of the sword. I think I can get up here if I do this. I don't remember what was up here. Wait, I'll check that other pathway. Okay. Ah, my first cape. So based on what cape you equip, the color changes. The final cape that you can, or the final cape that you should get in the game, is one that you can buy, and basically what that cape does is it lets you customize the cape color. So there, this game even had character customization. Although it's only a little bit, but hey, it's better than nothing. And it's actually kind of fun customizing your cape color. You can change the inside color, the outside color, and the lining. But of course that cape costs like 30,000 gold. It's by no means easy to acquire. Early on anyway. I mean, after you've killed enough enemies, well, not necessarily killed enough enemies, but collected enough money bags, I mean, you can get that cape pretty easily. I might need that for the boss that's coming. Green doors, but I can't get through there yet. I need a relic. And relics in this game basically give you different abilities and allow you to do things like summon familiars and whatnot. Again, I'll say that this game gives you a lot to work with. These guys, and I'm pretty sure they've appeared in recent Castlevania games, although I don't remember whether or not they've appeared whether or not they both appeared at the same time. Ah. Yeah, I really need to make better use of this shield. That's one down. That's two down. There's a fair amount of bosses in this game. When you count what happens after you get to the inverted castle, spoiler alert, after you beat the game, if you beat it the right way, or if you get to the final boss with the right equipment, you get to play through the entire You get to play through the entire castle again, except the castle's inverted or upside down. Cloth tunic. I got that from a bloody zombie. I'm surprised it's not covered in blood. I don't remember what's down here. Ah, more equipment. Well, look at that. Sunglasses make you stupid. Press the up button, you can do this cool little thing with your cape. I mean, if you're... I know! Ah! I mean, if you were wearing a cape, who wouldn't do that? That's like... if you've ever gone to a Halloween party as Dracula, you walk in the party doing this. I don't remember what was down here. Oh. Oh, and then this is... oh, and then I would have gotten the Bastard here anyway, so... ah. Whatever. Yeah, this elevator could definitely be going faster. One of the things I like about this game is, I mean, and I always appreciate a format like this from the get-go. When you kill an enemy, whether it's an item they drop, money, hearts, experience, enemies in this game always give you something when you kill them. There's never a case in this game where you kill an enemy and you get nothing for it. Unlike, you know, a classic Castlevania game where, yeah, you can fight enemies or you can just skip over them if you can get by them without having to fight. It really doesn't matter. But in this game, if you take the time to stop and fight an enemy and beat that enemy, there's always a reward. And I like that format very much. Ah, potion. So, I mentioned spells before. You see that blue meter next to my HP up there in the middle? That's Alucard's MP. And as long as you have some of that, you can cast spells. So, I've performed 2 spells so far. The Summon Spirit, where I summoned that ball of mist that went around, you know, boxing up those red skeletons. And then the one I just did is Hellfire, Dracula's signature attack, as you've seen when I was fighting him with Richter. So there are 3 or 4 more spells that you can learn. You can either buy them to find out how they're performed, or you can just perform them, you know, off the bat, and then they'll automatically be added to your list. And I'll reiterate, this game gives you a lot to work with, which is why I like it so much. There's a lot to the game. Despite not having too much dialogue or story, the gameplay is pretty... It's pretty robust. Let me just check the map here. I couldn't get through there because of that green door, right? So I have to go this way. And if I can remember correctly, I believe this is the Marble Gallery. Although I could be wrong. Let's see. Hey, look, I got it. Gotta watch when you see breaks in stone like that. It might be a secret. Once I jump down here, I don't think I can get back up easily. I pretty much got what I needed up there for now. What's this way? Ah. Let me check down here first. Ah. Save point. Just as well, because I'm pretty sure there are some enemies in this part that can kill you pretty quickly. Not these guys. These guys are pretty easy, but there's like a Cthulhu or something in the basement that'll just freaking wreck you. Can't get up there yet. Another level shield. Hammer's for the very familiar, but I'm not going to be able to get her until I get to the library. And get the double jump. I don't think you can get to her as soon as you get there. That is another relic. It is the Spirit Orb. And it does what? Causes items to materialize, shows enemy damage. Ah, so now I can see the damage that I'm actually doing to enemies, which is cool. I like that. so these are those tougher enemies I was talking about. You gotta be careful here because they can kill you pretty fast. That was him. And there's another guy over here. Or not here, but down below. Keep the axe for now. I think I'll trade it for the time stopper or something. Yeah, so this guy can kill you pretty fast. You have to be really careful. Boom! Nope. I'll keep my axe if you don't mind. What's this way? I don't remember. This is... takes me back to the entrance. Plenty of shortcuts in this game. Plenty of item drops, plenty of everything. Plenty of respawning enemies too. Yeah, he was getting ready to hit me with something pretty big. So I'll make my way back up. And I believe in the clock tower is when I talk to Maria. And she sasses me. She sasses the Prince of Darkness. You definitely want to collect money in this game, because unlike classic Castlevania, it amounts to more than just points. Point collecting in video games. Really a facet of a much older time in video gaming history. I mean, nowadays, and it's not uncommon for games to have a scoring system where you can get a high score and compare it to other people, but that's more of something that you saw back in the day, like older games and like in arcades. But nowadays it's like, you know, gameplay can be more engaging than just getting a high score, pretty much. I mean, have scoring, have scoring, but have something else as well. That's what I think. I think it wouldn't hurt to have something in addition to getting a high score in a game. Even if it's just like 1 or 2 unlockables. Just have that in there. I will say, once you get to the inverted castle, the game gets so much harder.
You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again. If you live that long. Farewell.
Don't sass me. Would I have been able to get up there? Probably. Actually, no. That's all rocks, right? Yeah, I might not have been able to get up there yet. And I need the clock to get up there. Huh. The clock should be somewhere here. Unless I skipped it, but I don't think I did. I'll keep my axe for now. Until I get the stopwatch. Ow. Throw me a bone and stop throwing bones at me, you bastard. Hey, I got it. Can I get up there now, I wonder? Or do I need a double jump? Let me go take a peek. Ow. Ow. Stop hitting me. Freaking table. Ah, I do need the double jump. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Nope, I'll keep the stopwatch if that's quite alright. There's a switch I have to hit somewhere for that, but hell if I know, or hell if I remember where it is. Well, it's got to be somewhere around here. Can't get through this door yet. There are definitely some creepy ass enemies in this game. Look at this thing. Imagine only seeing the pretty half at first, and then running into the rest. It's like nightmare fuel. 250, that was a good big bag of money. Definitely come in handy later. This enemy itself isn't that creepy, so I feel like I've seen something like it in Metroid or something. It's just the sound that it makes when you hit it. That's kind of weird. But at least it's not half pretty lady, half thing, creature, lizard, whatever the hell that thing is. Turtle thing. Zircon. So, there are items in this game where it'll have saleable at the end of the name of the item like that. It doesn't really do anything if you equip it, but you can sell it for quite a bit of gold. I need the double jump to get up there. Ah, bastard. Save point. I think there's a boss right around the corner. Okay, so I'm gonna beat this guy down, and then that'll be it for now. So this boss, who I think is effectively the second boss, is the Doppelganger. Basically a copy of Alucard. Now, his weakness is the watch. Freezes him right in place. But I always found that method of beating him kind of cheap. I'm just gonna kick his ass. How come you get the bat? I don't even have the bat yet, you bastard. Ah, my sword does more damage. Sucker. You can't handle my style. Okay, I think that's enough for now. But one thing I want to try... Oh, new sword. So, basically, a stronger short sword. By like 1 point. A short sword clone, but with more range. There are quite a few weapons like that in the game. One thing I want to try before I call it quits, though. I just need an enemy worth using it on. Should be one up here somewhere. Like a knight or something. Not one of these knights, one of the big knights. Lots of enemies in this game. Ah, and that's the soul of Wolf. There he is. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Medusa heads. Another Castlevania trademark. There it goes. One of the best spells in the game. Or rather, there aren't a lot of spells. The best spell in the game. Steal an enemy's HP and add it to yours. Let me grab that before I go back and save it. Oh wait, that's right, the elevator's not working yet. I'd have to hit that switch. Alright, let me get the elevator working, then I'll call it quits. Just gotta jump up here real quick. I think the switch is up here. Or not. Ah. think I can get down there yet. This knight, who's a lot harder to beat than the knight I just fought, and he does a lot more damage. Of course, if I need to get past him, I could just do that. Go over here, break the wall, find the pot roast. Is that all that's in here? I feel like there's something else, but maybe I'm mistaken. Yike. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get hit by any of this shit. Yeah, look how much damage that did. Wonder if I can beat him with this. Seems to do quite a bit, you know, quite a bit of damage. There are golden knights in the inverted castle who are just like that guy, well, except they're gold. And they are ridiculous. You can't even hurt them until you'll do like, well, actually no, you won't even do any damage until you're doing a certain damage output towards them. That's supposed to give you a glimpse into another part of the castle, but I never really got the point of that. And I have no idea where this lever is. There's supposed to be a lever that turns the elevator on, but I can't remember where exactly it is. It should be in the tower somewhere. Check up here. I feel like I might have walked right past it or something. Hey, thanks for the money. Oh, there it is. Ah. There it goes. Alright, and that's the soul of Wolf. Oh. This has been a fun little trip down memory lane, but I think that's enough for now. Playing for maybe close to an hour, maybe a little more now. Back to my coffin. Some sleep. Well, this has been a quick play of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Like I said in my other video, you know, if anybody at all wants me to play more of this game, just give me a heads up in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see ya for the next game. Thanks for watching, guys.